Well, after an unusual season in 2020, everyone's been looking forward to the return of all of the great summer festivals and events, and a big one, the Queen of Heaven Carnival, starts up tonight in West Seneca.
Western New York's most famous lawn fete is back with a cruise night that is tonight, and then all the music, food, rides, and games that you're used to over the next 3 days. Putting something like this together has not been easy, with, of course, the rules and restrictions really changing by the week since the springtime.
So let's talk with one of the people who's been going through all of that. Neil Herman is vice chair of the festival. He's live right now, right on the scene there to talk about it. Thanks for being with us. And the first question that we have for you is probably one that you and the rest of the organizers have been asking yourselves many times. How did you do it? How did you approach planning with so much to consider, so much changing week to week and sometimes day to day?
Well, it certainly wasn't easy. I mean, it kind of starts, we have an awesome committee who usually we take about a year to plan this. Our first meeting in October. We kind of thought in March that as things started to open up a little bit that we might be able to take a chance. We got some great guidance. The folks at the Erie County Department of Health were really outstanding. And some of the other festival, I talked to Jessica Underberg at the Erie County Fair, and we kind of corroborated on a few things. And initially we thought it was going to be a restricted event. We were going to gate the whole place and have tickets, and we were approved for that on June 11th. But then the very next week, things kind of started to open up, and we found out that Wednesday, I believe the 14th or 16th, I think it was, that we were going to be able to go without restrictions. So obviously there was a lot of moving and shaking, a lot of things that happened very quickly to pull it together.
Neil, I can remember when I first moved to Western New York, I was like, what's a lawn fete? I had no idea what it was. And my first summer here, I went to Queen of Heaven, and it is just such a blast. For folks who are going to be going there over the next few days, is it kind of going to be the same festival as ever? I mean, you know, the beer tent, of course, is always popular. I mean, what do you think people really need to know about what they can expect specifically this year?
Sure. By and large, the event is going to be intact as it was. There are going to be no restrictions. There's no gates. There's no tickets required. You can come and go as you please. There'll be a couple things that are a little bit different, having to move some things around. Probably a big thing. We know the beer tent is very popular. Didn't have time to get our mug order in, but we are honoring, if people bring their mugs from previous years, we'll go ahead and fill them up for you. So that might be one little big change. But other than that, you know, our ride partner, Hammer Amusements, was great. Full show, 20 rides. We got all kinds of vendors. It seemed that, and I know some of these people generate their livelihood from that, but when we announced that we were going, all of our partners in this they were all in 100%, and they couldn't wait to get here.
And we're showing some pictures from previous years, and it is one of the big highlights of the summer for so many people. On a personal note, how exciting is it to know that you're finally back and you can be back the way that you used to be?
Yeah, it's been pretty special. I mean, Queen of Heaven's a special place for me. I went to school here. My dad went to school here. My daughter goes to school here now. And just, you know, what we went through to get to here, and for everybody, you know, the pandemic wasn't easy, and maybe in some way this kind of signals that we really truly are coming out of it, and it's been really personally rewarding to be part of it and to seeing it get to the, you know, almost the finish line. We still got a lot of work to do over the weekend, but just that we're here and everyone's here with us, we couldn't be more excited, and we just hope everyone comes down, has a safe, enjoyable time at Queen of Heaven, and we are so glad to be back.
Well, we are glad it's back as well. Neil Herman is vice chair of the Queen of Heaven Carnival. Great to have you on, and best of luck this weekend.
Thank you so much for having me. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Neil. And speaking of weekend events, remember the Taste of Buffalo is back as well. And a reminder that anyone headed downtown tomorrow, that means street closures while they set up. Niagara Square and all the streets around it shut down at noon to inbound traffic and 5 to outbound traffic. Delaware will also be closed all the way up to Huron. Volunteers are also out there now marking the setup spots for the tents, so look out for them as well.
Between that video and the fried dough behind Neil, it's almost dinner time, Kate.
It is fried dough,
yeah.
The dinner of champions.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll see you back here for another Town Hall tomorrow.